Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my budget with me for May 2024, so don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So I feel like I've not done a budget with me video for a while, and that's because life just gets in the way sometimes, but I'm back with the videos. So if you're new here, this is my budget planner that I use every month to track spending, track my budget, track my no spend days. I use the cash envelope system, which I'll share there, and I just thought I'd go through the basics of what I do to share with you how I budget my income as a single parent, 2 children and a frugal living person as well. So if you're not new, please feel to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel grow. And let's get started. So like I said, this is my budget planner. This is available on Etsy, I'll leave the link below. So just turn to, I'm actually going to month number 2 because, well, that's where I've used month number 1. So the first one for this here, it says aims for the month. So as always, the first one is to stay on track, which to be fair, most of the time, because this is such a practice routine and I love writing down things, I find that tracking them like by themselves really helps. The visual representation things also helps. I'm fairly consistent with this now. In an ideal world, I'm going to put some more in my emergency fund. We will see, because my emergency fund really needs building. But it just depends on what is left. One-off expenses. So if you follow me for a while, you will know that I am finally taking my children to Disneyland this month. Disneyland Paris it is. And we, as the 3, are so excited, it's ridiculous. And so obviously that comes with, I've got a separate sinking fund for that, and my sinking fund update video will be up soon. I normally do those at the start of the month. But there is a different sinking fund for that, although it's not very big. But obviously that will have an impact on some of the no spend days during the month. So we'll see. I think that June for me is going to be a no spend month, purely to kind of offset the spending this month. No spend days, so 31 days. Oh, also I guess there's half term. There's half term in May as well for the UK. And then the no spend day is 18. Again, this is directly linked to this. So because we're going to Disneyland and because it's half term, obviously as a parent there are more expenses, there are more times. And I have got my new sinking funds, slightly different sinking funds planner that has the different half terms in. And if you're interested in that, all of these things are over on my Etsy store, and anything that I make from my Etsy store, which is very little, goes into funding my sinking fund, so thank you for supporting me in the channel. I do have a separate sinking fund May half term, but again, there's not much in it because there's not much money left. So turning over, and this is my various expenses. If you're new here, this is what I use my cash envelope system for, and this is this. So each of these different things has an envelope that it correlates with. And again, you need to find the system that works for you, but for me, having cash envelopes for all these things, and again, I kind of tweak it every year to make it more, believe it or not, more simple for me and for how it works for me. But if you're new here, that's what this is all designed to do, to make it so that things are more simple, but I know it doesn't look like that in the first place. So, the food budget this month is £170. That is for me and 2 children. 2 younger children. I guess they're still quite young really. They wouldn't say so, but they are. Petrol's one of my biggest expenses after my mortgage payment, and that is £250 a month. I travel quite far for work, and I work full time, so I have to obviously drive there 5 days a week. I also drive different places on weekends, so petrol is really big as an expense, and I'm not entirely sure how to get that lower because I can't not drive to work, so we'll see. Household is really low in comparison, that is going to be £10. Miscellaneous, again, kind of everything that, or anything that doesn't fit in any of these, that's going to be £10. Cats are getting more expensive as they get older because they need more things, and one of them's now on medication for the rest of her life, so cats are expensive. But if you've been on my channel before, you'll know how much I talk about my cats, and I have multiple times had to ask for my lovely followers to buy cat food off my Amazon wishlist because I really struggle with the added expense of having a pet, but at the same time I love them and want them to be here, but it is tricky. But Cats this month is going to be £30. I've just bought her some new medication, so hopefully that will last a bit longer. Children, their budget is £50, and that's for anything extra that doesn't come out of other budgets, so to speak. And then eating out is £10, just in case we happen to go somewhere. Now remember, this is not going to be from my half-term budget, that's a separate sinking fund, and Disneyland is again another sinking fund. Like I said, I'll update all of that in my sinking funds video. But that adds up to £530. Oh my goodness. I could do making that lower, but I can't get food any lower really, because we eat a lot of fruit and veg and I want us to eat. I've been doing a lot of reading and listening to audiobooks and podcasts about the processed foods and things like that, and healthy food is just so much more expensive, and I don't care who says otherwise, it totally is. And like I said, I've already talked about petrol, but hopefully we can stick to that. So the next page to talk about, I'm not going to fill in the bills tracker, although I probably should do an updated one of those. So my no spend day tracker, my no spend aim is 18. Now if you're new here, I love tracking these as a visual representation because it just helps me. I am very much a visual person. I'm going to use these two colours this month. I love these mild liner highlighters. I've had these for years now and they are so good and they last for such a long time. They were quite expensive as highlighters go to begin with, but like I said, I've had them literal years. I must have had them like 6 years by now and they're still going strong. So in terms of cost per use, if you go on it that way, they were quite a bargain really. But I'm going to use the yellow, or we're going to call it gold for yes, and then blue for no. And at the end that should show quite a nice representation of colour in terms of how my spending goes on a day-to-day basis. And the aim is 18. And then of course I can't fill in any of these for now because it's not the month yet. And if I skip all the way over, again if you're new here, there's a space for every single spending that you do, and there's weekly reflections as well to kind of look at where you are in terms of the month and the month left, if you like. Extra income, I've not done much of extra income lately, I just haven't had the time. I did quite a bit when we first moved. I sold quite a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace. I still have quite a few things to sell, but time management is something that I absolutely need to work on because this all plays into a part. Savings aims, now if you're not new here, you will know that quite a while ago now, years ago now really, my aims used to be really high for savings aims and this used to go in investments. At the moment, and if you can hear that noise by the way, that's because the cat's in the room. At the moment I don't have enough money to put into savings like I used to, and I'm working on getting my emergency funds back off the ground. All of my sinking funds are based on extra income, so YouTube, Etsy, blog, buy me a coffee because some people are really kind and buy me virtual coffees. All of that links into the side, into the sinking funds, because I couldn't afford to do those either. So watch this space for that, I think, is all I'm saying, and hopefully sometime soon all of that will be much easier to focus on. And then the last page in this is the monthly reflection, so you kind of look back at how you've done in terms of spending, no spend days, any extra income and things to do differently. And of course I can't do that page until the end of the month. So that is my budget for May 2024. Can't believe we're almost in May already, and it's a month that we've been counting down to for since Christmas Day when I shared that with the boys that we're going to Disneyland. We've been counting down to May for so long, and we're finally here, and my sinking fund for Disneyland is not what I wanted it to be, so again it's kind of, we're going to have a good time regardless, but I perhaps don't have as much to spend there as I would have liked to, kind of to treat them to things, but maybe the treat itself is just going in the first place. But anyway, so that is my budget for May 2024. As always, I hope this helps in terms of you starting your own budget. Me personally, the cash envelope system and this budget planner combined has changed my life, and I would recommend that if you are unsure of where to start, then try this combination, because every day I check in with this and see, write down if I've spent anything. If I've got a new no spend day, you'd colour it in. Cash envelopes make it so much more obvious that you're spending money, and I know that sounds silly, but that is exactly what the purpose of them is, and like I said, it's worked for me. So let me know how your May budget is looking. Have you done it already? Is it looking a bit tight? Let me know down below, and as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.